that's just lovely. Thank you. That's... oh.
Nabil, darling, look. Jess has bought you a beautiful birthday card. Isn't it a beautiful birthday card? Oh, that's great. Look.
Scar from a recent cardiac procedure, and I can't get to them properly, but we've got scrapes and contusions along his back from where he was dragged.
What's that on the side of his face?
Tiny pieces of thorn.
So he's shot here and he falls into the thorns and he's dragged down in there. But why are his clothes pulled up? If you're dragging someone head first, surely they would stay down.
To get to the exit wound on his chest. It's been disturbed for some reason.
Come on, you want a lift?
They've run the comparisons again. Both bullets are definitely a match with Tom's rifle.
No, that can't be right. Where is this rifle now?
In the evidence room at the police station. I followed procedure.
OK.
No, seriously, sir, I did.
Look,
I logged it out for ballistics on Friday. I logged it back in again yesterday.
I'm not doubting you. We just need to see it.
It's Tom. It must be. They've been here since the crack of dawn looking for him.
Hey, is that right? Is it Tom Marston?
Were you here earlier this morning?
Hey, it's nothing to do with me, mate.
We just need to know who's been on the land.
Yeah, well, Chris stayed at mine last night. I put him to bed about 1:30.
I was hammered.
Are you not going to tell us what's going on, then?
Then I have a vague idea myself.
He's here.
So it was ballistics screwed up and not us. Thank God for that.
I'll get onto the lab.
No, we need to go there in person.
James, you might want to read this before you go.
Thomas Marston was a witness in Nabil's negligence case.
Swore he was with Alistair all day, and neither of them touched a drop. It was his evidence kept Alistair in the job.
Right, we need to find out where Nabil's parents were this morning and pressure their alibi for Friday.
The entire process, the results are the same.
Not questioning your expertise, Ian.
Anybody who says they're not questioning my expertise is doing precisely that. The barrel of every rifle leaves a set of unique marks on the bullets it fires, like a fingerprint, OK?
Yep.
So this is the bullet from your crime scene this morning, and I've just fired a bullet out of that rifle to see what the rifling marks look like. Follow me. Firing it into gelatine means we can keep it intact and have a good look at it. Pete, give us 2 secs. Now, the marks on our test bullets match the marks on your crime scene bullet. So we know that rifle shot your dead guy.
Not necessarily.
I think you'll find it does.
Yeah, because anybody could make a signature bullet like that, just like you did. If they had access to that rifle, they could create bullets that always match to it, right?
Well, in theory.
So, in theory, would it be possible to fire that bullet a second time from a different weapon and make it look like it had been fired by that one?
I suppose so, yeah. As long as the second gun had a smooth barrel, like a shotgun, so it didn't leave any more marks. And then, of course, they'd have to be a similar size. And the bullet would behave rather differently, mind?
In what way?
Well, it'd travel a hell of a lot more slowly.
But you'd need access to a place like this, wouldn't you, to make the Mark's bullet in the first place?
Doesn't have to be high-tech. They used to stand over a big tank of water and fire the bullets down into that.
Yeah, but you can hardly go down to your local pool and ask the lifeguard if you can open fire.
No, but you could break in. When was that intruder reported at Rougemont Pool?
If he's making allegations,
Tom Marston was murdered this morning.
That's a shame. Would you like a cup of tea before you go?
Just hang on.
What? Do you want them to pretend to be sorry?
Of course not.
He and his mate destroyed their family.
But under the circumstances, I do need to know your whereabouts between last night and early this morning.
Same as before we were here.
Actually in this house. Together.
Yes.
Not in the garage. because
Garage house, what's the difference?
And you?
I slept at college, and then I came here for breakfast at 9:30.
My colleague spoke to you, I think, about a website on
She
Friday.
can barely organise a spreadsheet.
But you worked with computers, I believe.
I've had enough! If you think I've done something, arrest me. No, I didn't think so.
It's Nabil's seizure alarm.
I'll get it, shall I?
Come on, Jess. It's all right, Nabil. It's Mummy.
It's Jess.
Jess, would you mind? Lodge it. OK, darling. Just... That's it, sweetie. There we are. There we are.
Hey.
That's better. Keep your arm out. That's it. That's lovely. Now. There we go. There we are, sweetie. Right. There we are.
All right, Alex. You where? All right, I'll meet you there. Listen, while you're on, can you do me a favour? Call around the nursing agencies, find out if any of them have sent a carer around to the Narans in the last 24 hours. Possibly with the initials TD. Yeah.
The concrete words from a poem spoke to me enough so you know it. And me too. You look so pretty under this cool country light. Something on your face.
Everybody happy?
No.
All good. Knife, please.
Ready to be your midst.
They forced the door, nothing was taken, so everyone just assumed it was skinny dipping students.
Sometimes wish I'd gone to university. How long ago was this break-in?
Wednesday before last, it was something Maddox said made me think of it.
There you go, then. You'll miss her when she's gone.
Gone where?
Yeah, she's requested a transfer. Innocent told me.
Really? Why? This is the one.
There's something in one of the tiles. I really think it is.
He was framed. They must have had firearms experience. Did the Narans have weapons licenses?
No. Gillian Fernsby has a whole arsenal.
Yeah, but you'd have to be a decent swimmer.
Your elders can swim, although we usually have the sense to turn up fully equipped with a costume.
Well, this wasn't high on my to-do list today.
You do any swimming in your Spanish not a pilgrimage?
You gonna give up on this at any point?
Still expecting me postcard, that's all.
Right, Sergeant Maddox, you finish up here and go with him.
Yep.
And thank you for all your hard work, Sergeant.
Yeah, because you used to say, well done, whenever I completed a task.
Yeah, I think I did, in the early days.
Then you just stopped.
Only trying to help. Don't need to get your knickers in a twist.
Why go to all the trouble to frame Tom and then kill him with one of the same bullets? It doesn't make any sense. It ruins the plan.
Well, maybe his death wasn't part of the original plan. Could be why they were so interested in the exit wound.
Meaning?
Well, perhaps the killer wanted to reassure themselves that the bullet had gone right through Tom's body, and there was at least a sporting chance that it would never be found. They must still be worried about the bullet in the tile, though. I suppose they've got to weigh it up. The risk of leaving it in the pool versus the risk of being caught trying to get it out.
That's what we need to change then, the balance of risk.
Mum. This is what happens if you don't keep foxes down. I can't keep foxes down without a gun.
I can let you have your air rifle back.
Are you ready to confirm that it was Tom Marston up there?
It was. I was wanting a word with Jilly on her own, if that's OK.
Mum?
Yeah, go on. I'll be in a minute.
Why didn't you tell us about the culvert? When we were looking for Tom Marston, I asked you specifically if there was anything like that on the property.
That thing was so overdone, I'd completely forgotten about it.
You didn't remember. And when I asked you about places to hide on the land after the jog your memory?
No, it didn't.
Sorry, I need to go. Will you find somebody else, please?
They've installed a motion sensor at the pool that'll set an alarm off in the porter's office if it's triggered.
Could work. If I was the killer, I'd want that bullet out before they expose the tile. I thought maybe
Sir,
they could be...
They've taken down the animal rights website.
When?
Literally just this second. What do you reckon? Mission accomplished.
Well, that depends whether the site and the murders are linked. There must still be a way of tracing it.
Yeah, Maddox can find that out. We need to go and talk to the Narans again. Turns out their alibi was a lie.
Here.
Thanks.
What on earth do you need it for?
So you initial this every time you give Nabil his medicines, is that correct?
Yes.
But between 11 o'clock last night and 9 o'clock this morning, the initials read TD. Tracy Daly, an agency nurse, says she looked after your son while you were both out of the house.
You blame Alistair Stoke for what happened during your son's operation. And Tom Marston for the fact that he wasn't struck off. Now, they're both dead. You're lying about your whereabouts. Surely you can understand.
It's not about understanding. It's about a right to privacy.
Riz.
I won't be harassed.
Tell them. Rizvan. Tell them where we were, or I will. I'll be with my son if you need me.
You take him to all these hospital appointments. And they think they're being encouraging. I was in his room last week and I came across this coursework essay about quality of life debates. It was so mature. So well argued, it was like he was telling us what he would want.
And so this morning?
Aisha found this lawyer in the Netherlands. He agreed to meet us at Gatwick before his flight back. We drove up last night. And at 7 o'clock this morning, we were sitting in front of a stranger at the airport, asking him how we could let our son die.
Well, at least it's something we can check. It only gives them an alibi for Tom's murder. Doesn't let them off the hook for Alistair.
Yeah, but it's all about Alistair, isn't it? What happened in that operating theatre? They think he's escaped justice.
Oh, it can't be them.
Or maybe you just don't want it to be them.
No, I don't know. This job can be bleak sometimes.
Do you want me to do this Erica Stoke trip by myself?
No, you're all right. In for a penny.
They've targeted my husband, and now his business partner. Should I be worried?
There's no reason to think so, but we do need to know where you were between the hours of 6:30 and 7 this morning.
In bed?
Anyone verify that?
You mean, was anyone in bed with me?
Is there somebody else in the house?
Stay there, please.
Ah, hello, boys. I was just having a little tidy up.
It's not what it looks like. I threw most of it.
It's not her fault. I misread things. I'm an idiot.
You need to go home.
Sure you're all right?
Bit embarrassed.
There's no nice way of asking this, but are you having an affair with Simon Eastwood?
This again. No, I am not having an affair with Simon Eastwood. We were engaged, and that's all the hospital rumour mill needs. I'm thinking of starting one myself about the scrub nurse who inherited 50 grand.
What do you mean?
She's great with the families, they love her, but she was a backseat surgeon in theatre. Then she encouraged Simon when he made those stupid allegations.
I take it you don't believe them.
I don't think Simon was being malicious, he was just wrong. Alistair hadn't been drinking, but even if he had, Simon was too afraid to make the cut. He admitted it himself. What was Alistair supposed to do? Say, sorry, I've had a glass of wine, and let the boy bleed out on the table?
Take this one home, will you?
Yes, sir.
What are the events of the modern pentathlon?
We're doing pub quizzes. We're doing them in the pub, or I'm going home.
Involves both shooting and swimming, though, doesn't it?
Why?
Erica was a runner-up in the Oxford Ladies' Championship 3 years ago.
You're not going to finish that. I want my patio back.
Oh, it'll be seaworthy soon. I have a plan.
Really? Didn't think you told me your plans these days.
Come on, Laura. The hours will get better.
I don't have a problem with the hours, Robbie. If running around in a bulletproof vest makes you happy, go for it.
Yeah, said I'd bring this back.
Oh, thanks. I think we can trust her with an air rifle.
Would you mind giving it to her?
No, that's fine. Night.
Thanks.
Sorry, they're doing repairs.
Seriously, I owe you. Don't push it. You rescued a melted hard drive for me and then split the atom. Oh, I know it's it. Alex, really appreciate it, but I've got to go. Sir? Sir?
Yes?
It's the raw material from the hunted.org UK website.
You tried to burn it last night. My sergeant saw you.
We managed to retrieve some data, so we know what's on it. Lorraine, this is a murder inquiry.
I haven't killed anyone. I just wanted to make life difficult for them.
Okay.
And the whole point of selling the farm was so my mother could keep on living there, but Tom bullied her from the day he took over.
So you set up the website?
Mm.
How did you make the server so difficult to trace?
It's hard to explain.
Well, I wish you would. We have a whole team working on it. Was it something to do with dynamic IP assignment?
Of course it wasn't. Mum, if you use a proxy server abroad, IP lookups are useless anyway.
What about the arson attack at the lodge?
That wasn't Chris either. He didn't even know you were planning it, did he?
She didn't plan it. She just did it.
He only helped with the computer bit. A few hours on his laptop, that's all he did.
Why?
I've still got half the money they gave me for the farm. If Christopher got a mortgage, we could buy some of it back.
It's completely delusional.
When did you become aware of all this?
Yesterday afternoon. I borrowed Chris's laptop and the images were on it. I made him come straight home from work and take it down.
So you tried to dispose of the evidence?
This one stupid thing could destroy him. He's applying for medical school next year.
No, I'm not.
Let's not do this now.
No, let's. You always decide what to do, don't you? It was you that decided Gran was selling the farm. You won't even let me talk about running it.
We're going to need to continue this under caution.
But this has got nothing to do with what happened to Alistair and Tom. He was asleep on my settee when Tom was killed, and she was at A&E. Show him, Mum. She managed to burn herself when she was setting the fire.
I let it go for a couple of days, but I couldn't stand the pain. I got back just as you were looking for Tom.
We're going to need statements from all of you.
I've got a clinic in 10 minutes. They can't replace me. And Chris has got a shift.
Well, you'll both be given a time to report to the station, and you're coming with us.
If you phoned in sick, you might as well come to his appointment with him.
I promised I'd do this for him. And I'm doing it.
For what? So he can drive his girlfriend to the cinema? Take his mates to the beach? It's no use to him! Rizvan, it'll never be of any use to him!
Even if what Gillian says checks out, that only gives Chris a pretty flimsy alibi, doesn't it? I mean, his mum's already lied for him once.
Meticulous planning, that's what it is.
Hardly. She set herself on fire.
No, not that. I mean, the preparation, getting hold of Tom's gun, making the signature bullet. So the person is capable of planning that.
Hello. Happy 18th for yesterday, sweetheart. Got you a present, but I left it at home. It's been a bit... well... Are you okay? Yeah, fine. It's just... saw you arriving and wanted you to know that we were running a bit late. I'll leave you with Chris.
Hello again, mate. All right?
Yeah.
Come on, then. Let's go.
No, I know, but it does feel like I'm giving up. Oh, so let me give you a call back. Yeah, you too.
Just popping out for a sandwich if you fancy anything else.
I'm fine, actually, thank you. Is Gillian Fernsby cooperating?
Yeah, pretty much. We're letting her out on bail. Oh, did you manage to get in contact with that Dutch lawyer?
He told them he couldn't help them.
I might call in on them later.
Oh, do you want me to come with you?
No, you're all right. It's not police business. It's, This was in last night's paper. They offer help with respite care. I hope they don't think I'm interfering.
Well, that's not interfering. That's lovely.
Last week, we talked about the book trade and how it's faring in the new world of e-readers, online retailers, and the boom in self-publishing. Today, on the 1 o'clock programme, we're going to continue that discussion, but from the point of view of readers. How are our habits changing?
Laura reckons he's been dead about an hour and a half.
Anything taken?
Not as far as we know. Aisha thinks he must have disturbed an intruder, but that's all we've been able to get.
Flecks of grey paint. Until this morning, he was a suspect in a double murder inquiry. You're not telling me it's a random break-in. Urine-soaked trousers, dry carpet.
Oh, he's been moved. Laura never mentioned that.
Mrs. Naran. What happened?
You told me you'd been at the hospital. Do you know what time you got back?
Yes, midday.
You didn't call us till 1:45.
I was with Nabil for a while and, I didn't find him straight away.
You said you couldn't be sure where Rizwan was.
No, he's not a murderer.
Aisha, listen. Listen, I know you've got to get Nabil settled with his carer, okay? But honestly, the best thing to do is just to get through these questions. Okay, then we're done. You can have some space.
Okay.
Did Rizwan mention any plans for today? Was he planning on meeting anyone?
No, he was here.
Had he been doing some work in the garage?
Yes.
It's open.
If I hadn't taken this job, we wouldn't be spending all this quality time together. You'd be talking to a much less attractive DI.
Do you want the benefit of my professional opinion or not?
I want the benefit of all your opinions.
Well, I don't think you do, Ruby. Cause of death, cerebral hypoxia. But on closer examination of the neck, the furrow from whatever's been used is angled upwards. If I was to strangle you, a not inconceivable prospect these days, I'd pull the ligature together like this, and it stays horizontal, see?
Yeah.
Whereas with hanging, body hangs from the bottom of the noose, and the furrow slopes upwards. And add to that, he's been moved.
Are you sure?
No, I'm certain. From the way the lividity shifted, I'd say he was hanging maybe half an hour before they moved him onto his back.
Homicidal hangings do occur.
But they're rare. I think you're looking at a suicide dressed up as a murder.
If it was suicide, there's no real reason to link it to the other two deaths.
No, they're definitely linked. Look.
What is it?
paint analysis from the door frame at the pool. It's been repainted several times, first grey, then white, then a different shade of grey. It's an exact match for the colour sequence for the paint chips in the Naran's back door.
So the tool that was used to break into the pool was the same as the one at the Naran's?
Safe bet, I'd say.
And if we assume the same person was using the tool both times, then to find out who fired Tom Marston's gun into the pool, all we need to do is find out who faked the break-in at the Naran's. She found the body, so either she's part of it or she's the key to finding out who is. What? Makes sense, doesn't it?
No, it makes perfect sense. You remind me of someone I used to work for.
The phone company is sending through a list of recent calls, but they're being slow, so I'm just going to chase them up.
No, I need you in there. She trusts you. I was hoping you could lead. Do you mind sitting this one out?
Not at all. Good luck.
Yeah. We'd like to go back to the beginning, if that's all right. But this time, we need you to tell us what actually happened.
I don't understand.
Rizwan did this to himself.
No.
When somebody hangs themselves, the bladders give way. There was a mark on a beam in the garage with a stain underneath. He was obviously under a lot of pressure. You both were. What happened?
Well, I was supposed to do most of the caring, and he was supposed to go to work. That was the agreement that we had.
When you got home, you found him hanging in the garage.
We'd just got out the life insurance, and he must have known that he wouldn't pay out for suicide. How can I let him abandon us like...
He's a big guy, though. I'd have had trouble moving him by myself. You had help, didn't you?
Aisha, this is really important. We believe the person that helped you was involved in the murders of Thomas Marston and Alistair Stoke. Who was it?
You said I could have a solicitor. I'd like one now, please.
Must be someone close to Aisha, you know, someone she trusted.
Well, the obvious choice is Jessica Tallison, but if we're saying that whoever helped Aisha was involved in both murders, it's not her. She was with me when Alistair Stoke was killed.
And Aisha and Rizwan didn't kill Tom Marston, because they were with their Dutch lawyer the morning he was killed.
What do you think? They're all in it together, all three?
Sir?
Possible.
Sir, Aisha Naran's call list has come through. There's one at 12:03. It's an Oxford number.
Department of Neurosurgery.
Who am I talking to, please?
You're through to the main desk of Neurosurgery. Can I help you?
James?
Hold
What's
on.
this about a silent alarm at Rougemont Pool? They say it's been triggered.
Find out who they were speaking to.
Hi, this is DS Maddox. I'm from Oxford Police. Around midday. I need to know who she was put through to. Really?
Come on, Lorraine. Out you get.
Alistair made the same speech to all his new students. Surgery is controlled brutality. And the day that stops frightening you is the day you should stop doing this job. Problem was, he didn't believe it anymore. That's what made him dangerous.
You thought he was reckless, and that's why you killed him.
I'm a nurse. I have a duty to protect my patients.
And you framed Thomas Marston. Why? Because he'd given evidence in support of Alistair?
He lied. It was his fault. Alistair was still operating. And then when Tom came in for his cardiac procedure, there were his keys in the locker.
But you went to such lengths to incriminate him. You succeeded. What went wrong?
I got scared. Alistair was lying there. I had this shotgun. I planned to throw it in the river, but I couldn't move. And then I remembered this culvert that I used to play in when I was little. I didn't think anyone else knew about it but me, but then when we were driving back from A&E with Mum, I saw Tom coming out the woods. He'd found the gun.
He worked out how he'd been framed.
No. But he would. So I asked to have a look at it.
And you turned the gun on him.
It was very quick, very humane.
There was nothing humane about what you did.
Tell us about Rizwan. You helped move him. It was your idea, wasn't it?
Yes. Aisha rang me at the hospital when she got back from our clinic appointment. I've always looked after that family. You've seen Nabil. Was I supposed to let that happen again?
So you based your entire little crusade, or whatever it is, on an event you hadn't even witnessed?
A year ago, I wouldn't have believed it. But something changed in him. He thought he was invincible. He started taking risks.
Why was he still regarded as one of the best in his field, then?
Erica would say that.
What's it got to do with Erica?
She was the one who let him feel like he was God. She had no idea how to handle him.
Oh, but you did. You'd worked together for years. You were his work wife, but then along came Erica and he didn't need you anymore.
He was reckless. I saw it in operation after operation.
And why were his outcomes usually so good? Why does he have an office wall covered in thank you cards from grateful patients? Your colleagues have a nickname for you. Do you know that?
Yes. The backseat surgeon. I have a duty. I only ever do what's right for my patients.
And which one of your patients asked you to play God? She won't let it go. She insists he was dangerous.
The man had one complaint in 30 years. How many would a copper get in that time?
You comparing what we do to brain surgery?
Nah. Police work's much more complicated than that. Come on. You've just solved your first murder as a DI. We're going out to celebrate.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Maddox can help you with all that. That's assuming she's sticking around.
She is.
There you go. Fetch your coat. Or, if you prefer, you could show us the photographs from your gap year at the cathedral.
I didn't go to the cathedral. I got to the village, well, the last village but one, and then I turned around and I came back.
You walked right across Spain to see a church and didn't go in.
Yeah. Quick, hie into the Black Horse.
I think we can do better than that.
But I thought you'd given up on the canoe.
Never give up. Just found alternate means of production.
You paid someone to make it, didn't you?
Why not? I'm earning again.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's been horrific working with you, obviously.
Obviously.
But I've been thinking if it gets you out of the house in your old age, then I could possibly put up with you for a little longer.
Oh, that's good of you, James. That's really good of you.